Hi, welcome to the Fire Mountain Gems and Beads Survival Studio. Are you a survivor? Are you really? Good, because today I want to show you all survival bracelets. Aren't these cool? Now this is the traditional one. This is the one most people see all the time, and it's a good bracelet, and it's good for helping you survive. It's not my favorite because it's that stylish 2-color thing we got going here. You'll end up with like 2-3 foot lengths of cord. Whereas with this one, the one I'm going to teach you today, this one's 1 length of paracord, and it'll get you about 6 feet of cord that you can work with to help you survive the zombie apocalypse. Now we're going to be using paracord. This is paracord of 550, which means it's 550-pound test. Now that's some pretty sturdy cord. That means you could haul 275-pound people up a mountain. Maybe you could, not me. So I'm going to use about 8 feet of this paracord. It comes in 16-foot lengths, so that's nice. You can get 2 bracelets out of 1 chunk of paracord. Nice. All right, so I'm going to start off. Oh, did y'all admire my nails? I've got camo nails today. Yay! Okay, so we're going to start off by making this cool knot. This is called a diamond knot. I thought it was a monkey fist, but it's not. Monkey fists are much more complicated than this. This is pretty easy to make. I was surprised. I thought it was going to be really hard. It's not. I'll show you how. Okay, I'm taking my big chunk of 8-foot length of cord, but I'm going to use about 8 to 12 inches to start with. In fact, I'm going to do 12 so that it's nice and big and you can see what I'm doing. So I'm using about 12 inches of this cord. Okay, so let's get started on this. If you have a piece of cord with you, any kind of cord, if you want to practice this knot, it'd be a great idea. It's great to just do it while you're seeing it. First thing, you make a loop. Just like that. It goes up and over your cord, and my working end is going off to my right because I am a right-handed person. Start with that loop. Then you're going to make another loop, the exact same type of loop. Again, up and over with the working cord going off to the right. Now we're going to start getting a little more complicated. We've got these 2 loops. We want them to sort of intersect like that. Remember Venn diagrams from when you were in math in school? This is the Venn diagram, and here's the intersection of the Venn diagram. So that's what we want to do now. And we're going to hold all of that with our thumb, with our neat camo nailed thumb. And we're going to take this working end, and see it's not attached really to anything. It's just laying there with our Venn diagram in the center. It's going to go down through this right-hand loop. That seems weird. Just hang on to everything. And when we do that, we're going to make a 3rd loop. So we went down through the right-hand loop, up through the middle, down through the left loop. Ta-da! Okay. Now hanging on to all of that, including keeping this loop. This loop is important. We're going to bring that working end all the way around. Going to go down through that loop you just created and up through the middle of everything, right there. It looks like a mess, don't worry. Now we tighten all this up. Just pull everything tight, pull and squeeze and manipulate, and you can see how it's coming along. Just going to keep pulling on the cords that are loose until we can pull them all together into this nifty little knot. And in fact, if you want, and I advise it, you can get yourself some chain nose pliers and start helping you to pull those loose cords through. And you can pull them through, pull that one, then pull this one to tighten that up, and then pull this one to tighten that up. And just keep pulling those tighter until you get a nice tight knot, as tight as you want it to be. Now that's not very tight yet. It can get lots tighter than that. In fact, it'll get nice and tight like this. Woo, yay! Put that away. Okay, so that's our diamond knot. There are ways to make a clean end, but I'm going to do this the easy, simple way because this is an easy, simple survival bracelet. I'm going to nip off that end. And it is made out of nylon, so I can use my lighter just to melt that end. And actually get it melted into the knot, and I can just push on the side there to make it sort of fuse into the whole knot as a whole. Do your fire in a very survival-esque sort of way. Now, if this bothers you, that you've got a little white bullseye here, if that bothers you, ooh, secret jewelry maker's technique. Blue Sharpie marker. Nee, 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 nee. Ha ha. Love it. I love tricks like that. By the way, this makes an excellent gift. So of course you want to make that extra effort to get rid of that little white dot because it's going to be a gift for like your father for Father's Day, or your brother or your sister or your sister-in-law or somebody like that. Okay, so now we've got an 8-foot length of cord. Well, it's not quite 8 foot anymore. It's probably about 7 feet, but it's enough. A bunch of cord. And I'm going to I have to figure out the length of this bracelet. I'm saying I'm making this bracelet for me. So put my wrist down. I will go around my wrist and I'll go around the knot. And that spot, that's how large my bracelet will be. I want a little bit more give in my bracelet. So I'm going to give it a little couple more inches. Yeah, that looks pretty comfy for me. Now I'm going to hang on to where I bent that cord because that's the important spot right there, that bend in the cord right there. So that's how long I'm going to make this bracelet. I still got that bend here. I'm going to take my working end of cord, the 7-foot long length. I'm going to come back up to this knot. And now I'm going to keep all that together, but I don't need to hang on to that bend anymore. Bye-bye. I'm going to hang on to this now. So this is where we're going to start knotting the bracelet. So first step is to just go around the front of the knot and around the back of the knot. We've made it a little shawl, and down through the middle. And pull all that cord through. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Ooh. So this will not stay together as is. You've got to hold that with your fingers. Keep everything all nice and tight. After this next knot, then it'll start staying together. I also want just a little bit of a stem right there so that there's a place for the loop to catch on. So a little bit of stem there. Okay, so now, right now, my working cord is coming out the back of my knot. So I'm going to go all the way around to the back, and come up through the center here. And pull that whole length of cord all the way through. And then tighten all this up. Now it's important to remember that this cord, this is the part that's actually going to be the length of your bracelet. This all stays parallel. Don't let it get all wonky and weird. All the bending and everything is going to be in this working cord here. Okay, now we're coming out the front of this. We want to come out the back, so we're just going to go down in between these two and pull that out to the back. Ta-da! Like that. And then you just keep doing that over and over and over and over. We're going to go all the way around and up through the back of the middle. Pull that through. Tighten everything up. Now I really like for this cord to be in line with the one that was above it. So these two cords in line with each other, because that just makes a more attractive type of knot, as you can see from the one that's finished. Just keep it that really pretty pattern, because we want to do more than survive. We want to be beautiful while we survive. Yes, we've got to outdo those zombies. Went back down through the middle so I can bring my cord out the back, all the way around, up through the back of the middle. Isn't this easy? What a great gift. You've made it yourself, and it wasn't even hard. Could be a fundraiser. It could be a Father's Day gift. It could be a gift to yourself to help you survive the zombie apocalypse. Or just because it's fun and pretty to wear. Click on the link in the description below to subscribe to our email list and learn more about jewelry making techniques and supplies. Down through the middle. I didn't tell you about one of the cool things about this parachute cord, paracord as we call it, is what it can become. So yeah, we've got this braided nylon thing here, but let me show you what I did with 6 inches of paracord. I took it all apart and look at the stuff I've got. So this is still very, very strong stuff. And this was only 6 inches. So this can be replacement shoelaces. It could be dental floss. It could sew up a wound. It could become fishing line. This white fluffy stuff, it's not quite as strong, but it's really nice and flammable. This could be a great fire starter for you if you've got some flint or a knife and some charcoal and you just want to make something and start your fire with this stuff. Oh my gosh, so much. And this was just 6 inches of this paracord, and we're going to end up with like 7 feet of it that we can use to help us survive. Cool, cool beans. I mean, I love it. A piece of jewelry that's also useful. So we're still here, coming out the backside, going all the way around, out the front. I mean, there is so much stuff you can do with paracord. You could hang up your toilet paper in a tree just to make life a little more convenient for you when you're out stuck in the woods. You could lash together some sticks and make a backpack frame. You could lash together things to make a raft, or you could make a tripod to hang your provisions from. So here we go. We can keep on going. We're just doing the same knot over and over, keeping these two cords parallel, because these are the ones that are going to be going around your wrist, and keeping all these little knots in line with each other because they look pretty that way. And we're going to keep doing that, and eventually you're going to get to this point. Aha. So we've done all these knots. I'm going to do a few more. So this is the way we were. We're going to go through the middle, like that, all the way around, in through the back of the middle. This is a lot easier now that the cord's really short. Keep that little cord lined up so it's pretty. Tighten it all up, through the middle, all the way around, round and round, back up through the back of the middle. Line that all up, maybe one more knot, because this part here, this loop, this is what's going to be hanging on to your diamond knot at that end. So we'll do a couple more knots, get this all into a loop. Oop, down through the middle. Don't forget where you're at. Down through the middle, all the way around, back up through the middle, pull it tight. And now we just need to put a finishing knot on here because that's just about perfect for latching on there. And our finishing knot is just going to be to go round. And I'm actually going to go between those two cords, just like I did all the rest of the thing, and down through the back. I think that's going to look nicer. Yeah, like that. Yeah, that'll work. Any kind of knot will do. If you don't like the one I did, make one up of your own. And that's just fine. So I pulled that out down nice and tight. And again, I'm going to nip off this extra little bit here. And I'm going to use fire again to melt this nylon. It's actually going to fuse a little bit into this remaining cord so that it will not come apart until you're ready to make it come apart. Just melt that up a little bit. You don't want to touch it with your fingers because it is very hot melted nylon. It doesn't feel good, so there we go. And again, we've got that little white eye turn into a blue eye. Bye-bye. So there you have it, a beautiful paracord survival bracelet. And while you're at it, check out this awesome book, also available at Fire Mountain Gems. Oh my gosh, bracelets, hair foofies, dog collars, flip-flops for heaven's sake. So there's a lot of great things you can do with paracord and a lot of great gifts you can make. And they're all available at Fire Mountain Gems and Beads. socialize.com. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share because we want you to see all the cool videos we have. And happy beading, everyone!